exam at the time, you know what I mean? Go as hard as you can at that point too. That's what helps me continue my hustle. The organisational part of it, to make sure that when everything's structured down into specific days. Rituals, exactly right. And if I don't hit it that day, then you got to make it up the next day too. You know what I mean? So if I don't hit all those tasks by the end of the week, you haven't fucked up. You're still 1,000 times ahead of where everyone else is, but you've got to make it up too. You know what I mean? And I think having all that stuff set in place and making sure that you're doing, 3 to 5 things every day that are going to help you get towards your goal is going to put you 50 times ahead of everyone else at the same time too. That's how I continue my hustle. You know what I mean?
And you're probably going to get better at it, Chris.
You are. Yeah, every day. You know what I mean? You can put procedures in. Automation's fucking huge in my life now. You know what? You know what shit I do now? Not much. But it looks like I'm doing heaps because I'm getting heaps of work done. It's a complete lie, but I still work hard. But fuck, automation's an amazing tool for that too. Like I've got an app on my phone called SMS Scheduler. It schedules SMSs out when I want it to be done. But I'll spend an hour there on a Sunday afternoon saying, all right, cool, this needs to be sent at this time, this needs to be sent at this time. And they just get distributed at the right time. You know what I mean? Shit like that's amazing. It helps hustle. You know what I mean? There's tools you can use to be a better hustler as well.
Yeah.
The issue then is you take on more work because you've got more free time.
Yeah, but you train yourself.
Correct.
You train yourself to discipline yourself to take on that extra workload. And
correct.
If you don't, like we said earlier, put yourself in a position of discomfort, then you will not know how to deal with those. And you
won't learn. You won't learn from it. Exactly right.
Because you only grow when you're in a position of discomfort.
Correct.
Right. When your body's under stress or your mind's under stress, then you just get stronger later on. It's not going to kill you.
100%.
Right? So a lot of these weaklings that can't do business or can't hustle, right? What happens is that they get into a position of stress, and what happens? They crumble. And they hide away, and they seek sympathy, and they cry to their mums, right?
I've got to ask: have you had situations you felt like that? Because mate, I have, and I've gone, fuck. You know what? I feel like shit. Feel like
that all the time, nearly every day. I want to blow my brains out. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. So, like, just let everyone else know. It's like we consider ourselves hustlers. You know what I mean, quote unquote, because we do what we're fucking meant to. But everyone feels that.
It's okay to feel that.
It's okay to feel that.
It's how you overcome it and deal with it.
I just wanted to make sure that people know that, right? Like, we feel it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we all feel it, right? And it's it's just the way you react to it.
Correct.
Right? And the problem is that what happens is that I don't care how hard of a businessman you are or how experienced you are, everybody feels that level of discomfort at some stage in their life, right?
Correct.
But the problem is that when those weak people get that level of discomfort, they hide away because they don't embrace it, right? The real hustlers, what they do is they embrace those problems, they look for solutions, and they keep moving forward.
Correct.
And I think going back to your ritual, like I've got a ritual as well.
Yeah.
I know Mark's got his ritual. He'll probably tell you about it in a second. But mine's exercise. Performing gratitude.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mention that too.
That's okay. I'll say it for you.
Well, I'll just give myself an invoice then, will I?
So it's you've got to have that routine. You know what I mean? And when there's I do that 7 days a week.
Yeah.
When it's exercise, I get up in the morning. Coffee, gratitude, all of that sort of stuff, right? And I do that 7 days a week. And there are sometimes where I can't do it because maybe I'm sick or something like that.
Whatever it is.
But I'm negative for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it sets off a bad tone, right? Hey, I didn't walk my dog this morning. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Being serious.
Yeah, do you feel it today?
Yeah, fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Hard.
It happened to me 2 weeks ago. Mark was here and he witnessed it. He copped it. So, look, I've got my rituals that I continue to improve upon every single day because what that does, it allows me to hustle harder, right? You find out ways, I know Mark, you got your own rituals and you do your things in the morning.
Yeah, I do, and it's funny. Some of them you might not even be able to do them some days, but you need to. And what I mean by that is at that certain time of the day. Well, for example, a lot of people do the gym in the morning. A lot of people do the gym at night. We find ourselves in this office last night. We were here till after 10 o'clock. So that kind of put me off a bit, but it still didn't deter me. Where it has at times where there have been weeks where you get that snowed under that you're like, oh, I can't be bothered doing this. But that's the worst thing to do is to kind of just put it back. I know everyone needs that extra hour of sleep and whatnot. I get that, but restructure your day. That's something that I've learnt a lot here because I have busted my ass for the last few years, right? And coming here, I feel like I haven't had a break at all, not in a bad way, and that's a good thing because I mean that's what I'm programmed as well. I'd rather be programmed like that than to go into the frame of mind of like
you love it.
You
love it. That's the thing.
You know what
you're passionate about it.
You're built for this.
Yeah,
you love it, and like it's working through it and making it a routine where you go, you know what, I love to hustle.
Yeah.
So many people. Getting back onto the word hustle, right? So many people associate it with a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I actually love it. Like
I was in a meeting with the owner of Muscle Tech, a multi-billion-dollar company. It's one of the biggest companies in the sports nutrition space. And I had a campaign idea for them. Call it Hustle Tech. And he goes, I don't want to do that because people think we're trying to grift everyone. Well, and if you bring that out in Australia right now, I guarantee that you will you'll make some serious money. And I actually got written things from so many different people saying that if you do it, it would be an amazing thing. But they have that perception because a little bit older and all to the stuff too that it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? But in this day and age, it's become a good thing.
Well, it's like an embarrassment. You know what I mean? Like, I know my sort of parents would probably think the same way. They're like, for example, if you work hard physically, like it means you've kind of
stripes.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. It's just. I think our generation has learned to talk about it, in a way where, it is a good thing.
A positive
right?
light.
It is,
a positive spinner, which is a great thing.
It is positive because, we need more hustlers in this
we
world
do.
to produce more stuff.
Correct.
For the consumers. You know what I mean? So
more hustlers and better salespeople.
That's right.
Put them together and you'll have a fucking amazing thing going.
When you think about it, go back. I don't know. Few hundred years, even not even that far, not that long ago.
You were around there.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was around
it's
there.
the caveman thing, right?
Well, you think about it, right? Even let's go back to say the 1600s or the 1500s, for example. Everyone, and obviously don't quote me on this because I don't exactly know, but majority of people worked for themselves back then.
Yeah, it's
all
very
of a sudden now we've got these massive corporations and everything's grown. I understand that, and people are working for the man because they need to. Yeah, cool, we understand that. But when you think about back then, what were the rules back then? There obviously were rules in place, but everyone was out there to fend for themselves. That's what we got to. That's what we need to realise as well, moving forward. And after listening to this podcast, it's not about all of a sudden just flicking on a switch tomorrow and go, that's it, I'm quitting my job, I'm doing this. But it's just about. It's now going, okay, hang on.
If you are going to do that, good
you're
luck.
Right. You're right. It's taking these smaller steps to then get to that bigger picture, and providing for myself. And that's what they were doing back then. Everyone had to feed the family. If you didn't go out and kill your own food, you weren't eating that night.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to recap on what we're all trying to talk about, it just means fucking work.
Yeah, and really hard.
Don't talk about it. Just work. Right? Whether it's a job, whether it's your business, whether it's your life, just work hard.
Correct.
Just fucking get to work.
100%.
Because people forget that.
100%.
They think they just want to talk about it.
100%.
Right? Stop talking about it. Just fucking do it.
100%.
And Eric Thomas, I love what he always says. I love it when he's talking about the big league. When you're in the big league, you think you can take the foot off the pedal. And he's like, no way. This is when you put the foot down harder.
Yeah.
Because you're in there now.
Yeah.
You're the best with the best. So people like
and you've got the momentum.
Like Bill Gates, for example. Yeah, everyone would say, he's minted, whatever. Yeah, he's definitely minted, right? We cannot discount that. But he's got to think of new ways to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, I know he's got a team now to do all that, but still, he's the brains behind it all. If he doesn't think for the team, continue his hustle, right, to keep striving.
It'll fall over.
Yeah. It'll be overtaken. Look at Nokia, for example. Nokia, finished. They were the biggest phone in Australia for probably a decade at least. Now, all of a sudden, I don't know anyone with a Nokia anymore.
That and who was it? Kodak? The cameras?
They didn't want to evolve.
They didn't want to evolve. They had the first digital camera, right?
Eaten alive.
Chucked it in a drawer and said, I don't want it to take away from our fucking camera sales.
And look at that. They didn't hustle because they were complacent.
Yeah.
Like you said, going back to fucking work, it's about, okay, we're comfortable, we're making money, we're doing this, we're okay with that. Yeah, that's good that you're okay with it. But then You know, there'll always be someone bigger and better than you,
Yeah.
and there'll always be someone that's younger than you, let's just say, that's going to come up the ranks because they're going to be more hungry than you,
Yeah.
and they'll take that spot. Whether it be out in the streets, whether it be in a CEO position, whether it be running your own business that you've created, all of a sudden someone's moving up the ranks, quick, and they're like, I want to take your business.
Yeah.
They'll one day have that cash ready
Yeah.
to go, I'm going to buy your business off you if you're not performing in that business.
Yeah.
All these things can happen.
I love. We're sort of coming to the end of this now with our time restraints, but I'm loving that we're sort of wrapping up on the fact that even if you are a hustler, right? If you take your foot off the pedal, someone will take your piece of the pie.
Big time.
I really, 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 really do like that. It's sort of wrapping up on that because it's so true. If you take your foot off the pedal for 5 minutes, it can all crumble away. Like I said, look at Kodak. Fucking.
You got to eat. You got to eat. And if you look up from your food,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, for even 5 minutes, someone else will come and get that food off.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly
you got to
right.
make sure you eat.
Exactly right.
You're in the big league, you got to put the foot down harder.
100%. And look, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was the first episode of the School of Struggle podcast on Hustle today. You've had Chris M, Zah Azmi, and Mark Fator with you. If you'd like to go check out any of our stuff, my website is thechrism.com, and go check out luxland.com.au. Thank you very much for listening, and we're looking forward to catching you guys next time as well.
Catch you next week.
See you guys. Bye-bye.